Hello, hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to the live session. Welcome to Glecta. I am Christine for the ones who don't know me, and I'm here to for the live session today, which is on the non-verbal reasoning. And today's session we'll be discussing a mock test. But before that, for the ones who are new, let me tell you about Glecta. So Glecta is an online tutoring platform which actually takes not just the online but the face-to-face classes also. We provide classes in one-to-one as well as in groups. We covered 11 plus GCSEs and A levels, and we cover all the subjects and all the different boards. So if you are interested, please enroll. Now, in this session, guys, we'll be discussing a mock test actually. So by far, we have done lots of topics. We have done, missing codes, cubes and nets, spatial reasoning. If you have missed those sessions, make sure you watch the recordings for those sessions as well. So first of all, today's session will be discussing a mock test. We'll be discussing how actually do we target the approach. What approach do we follow when we are doing the mock test? What is the approach that we following? What should we follow that when we are doing questions right during a mock test, so that we can improve our accuracy as well as we can improve our time. Right. So are you guys all ready for the mock test discussions? So the first topic that I would have, that is your missing codes. So, what is the approach that you guys think that we should follow when we are doing the questions of missing codes in the paper? Now, it's a very, I would say, direct trick, very easy trick. And when we follow the approach, the right approach, I assure you, we never get the answer wrong. That is my promise to you. But for that, you have to just follow the approach that I'm going to tell you now. What is the approach? You look for the common letter. You look for the common letter in the codes. Let's say F and F, which is common. Then you look what's common in the figures. For example, there is F and F, and what is common? They both are black. That means the top shape is for the color of the shape. The top letter is for the color of the shape, whether it be black, whether it would be white. Now, our shape is white, so the letter should be Q. So there, the top letter is Q. You eliminate your options. Option A, option D, and option E would be eliminated. Then you go for the bottom letter, repeat the same approach. There is W and W, the common letter. What is common in them? Both of them are pentagon. That means your bottom letter is for the shape. What shape do we have? And our shape is a triangle. And for the triangle, the bottom letter is Z. So the bottom letter should be Z, which is option C, and that's our answer. This is the approach that you all are supposed to follow when you're doing the questions of codes. Please do not go for the figure first, then for the letter. That might confuse you and may lead to incorrect answers. I want you guys to follow the approach common letter, then the what is common in the figures, and then try to figure out what does that stand for. Let's try question number 2. You can send me your answers in the chat box. How do we do the question number 2? You can take a minute, not minute, I would say half a minute. Just follow the approach and you will get your answer. I'm getting so many correct answers. Very good. Good job, guys. Yes, that's correct. Very good. Yes. So what is the approach that we are following here? The common letter. There is A and then there is A. And what is common? Now this one seems tricky, right? There's nothing common. They are not both same color. They are not the same shape. What does this stand for? Maybe if you count the number of sides, this has 6 sides. This one has 4 sides. Both of them have even number of sides. Can I say that? And this one have 3 sides, which is a triangle, which is an odd number. That means the A stands for the even number of sides and the B stands for the odd number of sides. Now this one has 5, which is odd. So what should be the letter for that, A or B? A for the even numbers, B for the odd numbers. So for our shape, the letter should be B. So you eliminate option A, option C, and option E. You're left with only option B and D. Then what is the next thing? What do you do the next? You look for the common letter again, which is C and C. What is common? They both are white. So that means for the black, it has to be D. The bottom letter would be D, and that's your answer. Option B, B, D. This is the approach that you're supposed to follow when you're doing the questions of codes. I hope this is clear to all of you. Let's try this question out as well. Question 3 and question 4. Let's do it real quick. Try to do this question and send me your answers in the chat box, everyone. Let's see if you guys can do this one or not. Correct, correct. Very good. Good job. Now you guys are getting the answers correct. Good job. Perfect. 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 Brilliant. Yes. So what is the same approach? I follow the same approach. There is common letter. There is F and F. What does the common letter stand for? What do I see? This triangle kind of thing, not exact triangle, but triangle kind of thing is dotted in both of them. If you look carefully, this one is thicker, this one is like more bold lines or more thicker lines are there for the triangle. And this one has thinner lines. This one has thicker lines. And the letter with G has thinner lines. That means top letter stands for what type of lines are going to be. Now ours has the thicker ones. So the letter should be H. The top letter would be H. I hope that makes sense. Then you eliminate option A, then you eliminate option C, and you eliminate option E. You're left with B and D. Then what do you look for? Again, the bottom letters R, S, T, U. All of them are different. So what is different in all of them? Can I say the central shape? If you look carefully, the shape in the center is different in all of them. Here, here, the third one, and the fourth. Basically, they are different in all of them, right? So look for the figure which is exactly the same as our question figure, which is this one. So the letter for that should be S. So the answer would be HS, which is option B. And this is the approach that you're supposed to follow when you're doing some questions. Now you can take the screenshots for the remaining questions. I want you guys to try those questions out as homework. Make sure you follow the approach if you want to get the correct answers, okay? Follow the approach. Common letter, then for the common figures. Like what's common in the figure? This is what your approach should be. Take the screenshot for these questions, please. This would be a homework question, guys. Let me know when I'm done. That's great. Let's move on. Now there are some tricky questions as well. They're not all of them are also easy. Please pay attention to different types of questions in the codes. There's a different type that can exist. Now, if you figured out there was like K and K common, the top letter stands for a particular thing, the bottom letter stands for a particular thing. But if you look at question number 7, here the F is at the last place, here the F is at the first place. How is that possible? Like, how would I know if answer would have F, where it should be? Should it be the first place? Should it be the third place or the second place? For that, what you're supposed to do is, that means in these questions, the place of the letter or the position of the letter does not matter. The approach would remain the same, just the slight different there would be. Let's see what that different would be. You look for the common letter, let's say you look for F. So there is F, there is F, and there is F. So there is F in 3 codes. So you look what is common in all these 3 figures. What is that thing that you find in all of these 3? F, F, F. What do you find common which is in all 3? Can I say it's a rectangle? So you can say that means F stand if there is a rectangle. Now our figure, does it have a rectangle? No, it does not have a rectangle. That means our figure do not have an F. No rectangle means no F because F stand for the rectangle. This stand for a particular thing only. Our shape do not have a rectangle. So no F. So you eliminate the options with letter F, which is option E, which is option D. You're left with the option A, B, and C. Do repeat the thing for the second thing. For the second letter, you look for what is the common letter. Let's say I look at there is U, and then there is U. And what is common with all the U's? What is common where there is a U? All of them have a triangle. Can I say that? All of them have a triangle. Our shape do have a triangle. So there should be a letter U. So it's not option A, it's not option C. Your answer would be option B. This is how you do it. You do not try to figure out the entire code. You figure out what is given there and you eliminate your options. This is the approach that you should follow, because if we try to figure out the entire code, that might take a lot of time and we do not have a lot of time in our papers. So you eliminate your options smartly. Okay, this should be your approach. If I talk about question number 8, let's see. Do the same thing. Try this question out, everyone. Send me your answers in the chat box. Exactly the same approach you have to follow. You look for the common letter. Let's say there is T, and there is T. What do I find in common in all 3 of them? That the inner shape is black. The inner shape is black. Now our shape is not black from the inside, so it should not be letter T. I don't know if it would be A, M, or W for that, because we don't know which position they might be. Do not try to figure out whether it should be A, M, or W. Do not conclude that. We can only conclude that it won't be a T. So you eliminate all the options with the T. Option A and option E. You eliminate these ones. Then what is the next thing? You look for again another common letter. So let's say you look for W. There is a W. There is a W. And what does that W stand for? What do you guys think? What do they have in common? What do they have in common? Can anyone guess? They have a pentagon and square. They have a pentagon and square. So it's either for pentagon or either for square. Sorry, my bad. Either for pentagon or either for circle. My bad. Circle or the pentagon. If you see, there is also a circle, but there is no W. That means W is not for the circle. Because if circle stands for W, there should also be a W, which is not here. That means if you say, I know the W, they have a pentagon in common and they have a circle in common. So I don't know whether the W stands for pentagon or circle. Then you see there is also a circle, but there is no W. That means circle do not stand for the W, right? So you eliminate that. That means the W stands for the pentagon. There is a pentagon, so there should be a W in your answer. So it's not option C as well. So it's either B or it's D. So should it be WMR or should it be WAB? That's what we have to figure out. So one more letter basically. What other things do you see, guys? Again, do the same thing. Look for the common letter. There is, let's say, A, and then there is A, and then there is A. And what do they have in common? All of them have a circle. Now, our shape do not have a circle, so there should not be an A. So it should not be option D, and the answer would be option B. I hope all of us understand it. Great, perfect, amazing. Similarly, there are three letter codes. If you see the position is always the same, that means the position matters. You follow the same approach that we discussed earlier. If you see different letters, but same letter, different position, not always the first or not always the middle or not always the second, that means position does not matter in those questions. That's what you have to figure out. Next type that I have is the series. The next type of question that I have is the series. You follow the same approach. What is that approach for the series? Again, one step at a time. Do not try to figure out the entire figure all at once. Your approach should be one step at a time. Eliminate your options and then reach the final one, the correct answer. Sometimes we do not even have to figure out the entire thing. So that saves time. That's why elimination is the best way to try these questions out. Let's see. If I talk about, let's say, white triangle. So how is it moving? It was at this part. Let me highlight it for you guys. It's here at the bottom left. Then it goes in the middle. I'm just talking about the triangle. Then it goes to the top. Then it comes back to the bottom. That means it is moving something like this. Can I say it is going in this direction first? Then it's jumped back to this position. Right? So, and then it goes back again. So if there is the triangle where it should be now in the middle, I can figure that out, right? There should be the triangle in the middle. So it's not option A. It's not option A. We can eliminate option A by far. Similarly, you look for other things. What is the thing? You look for the black circle, let's say. So bottom right, then the middle, then the right. Then it is coming back from here to here. It comes back to the middle again. So it is going the same path. It is going like that. And then coming back the same path. So here is the circle. It is coming back. So it should be here now. Bottom right. Can I say so? So it's not option B. It's not option C. It's not option D. And your answer would be option E. That's your answer. See, we did not even have to figure out about the white circle because it saved time. So your answer is option E. Do not try to figure out the entire thing. One step at a time, eliminate your options. This is the right approach to do when you're doing a mock test or in a paper. Let's try question number 12 as well. Similarly, what would be your approach? See what's happening. There was a black shape at the middle, then at the top, then at the bottom. Then again in the middle. So after the middle, where does it go? To the top. So it should go to the top. So the black shaded part should be at the top. So you eliminate option C and you eliminate option E. Then what else do you observe? The shapes are same. It's a T, T, and this shape is same. So next it should be repeated again. It should be a T again, which is option D. And that's your answer. Right? So this is how you approach these questions. I hope that makes sense to all of you. Please show me a thumbs up if you understand it. Great, great, perfect. Similarly, we will try the other questions out as your homework. Please take screenshot for these questions, guys. Please take questions for these screenshots for these questions. These questions would be for your homework to try. You can take pictures or screenshots. And the last. For the series, try these questions out as your homework, okay? Just follow the approach one step at a time and eliminate your options. Now, before we move forward, I have a riddle for you guys. I hope you guys are ready. Of course, you are. So, there is a riddle. Two fathers and two sons are in a car. Two fathers and two sons are in a car. Yet there are only three people in the car. How is that possible? Think about it. Two fathers and two sons are in a car, yet there are only three people in the car. How is that possible? You guys got it correct. Good job. Yep. It would be grandfather, father, and son. That means, the grandfather is the father of father, basically, and this father is the father of son. So two of them are here, grandfather and father. Now that makes sense. So two fathers and two sons, the son of the grandfather and the son of the father. Two fathers, two sons, yes, only three persons are there. Okay, so for the ones who doesn't know, the admissions are open for the new session, which is 24-25. So, yep, if you haven't enrolled in yet, you should now. And there are admissions for primary, secondary, senior higher, for all of you guys and for all the subjects. There are some master courses also available, like maths, English, VR, special reasoning, creative writing, all the subjects. Of course, I know lots of you find special reasoning a little tricky or difficult, so you should enroll for that as well. Similarly, for VR, all the topics would be discussed in the mastery course in those limited number of days. So you should definitely go for it. And yep, you're gonna love it. And of course, all of you us know how popular the coding is and how important it is for nowadays, right? Coding. So if any of you is interested to start your coding classes, you should, right? This is the right time and right age. And if you're interested in that, you should definitely enroll for that. Next type of question that we have is similar shapes. Basically, they will give you the shapes on the left, two or three or four or five shapes. Any number of shapes can be there, which have some similarities. You have to figure out how they are similar. And then you have to do the question, like you have to find the most similar shape from the options. The most similar or the most like, right? So first of all, what is the similarity? Both the shapes are divided into three parts and the leftmost part is shaded. Both the shapes are divided into three parts and the leftmost part is shaded. This is what we can observe here, right? Leftmost. So this is three part, but not the leftmost, but the middle. Not your answer. This is the rightmost, not your answer. Looks like a possible answer, but if you look carefully, there is this one small part here as well. So this is divided into four parts actually. That's why not your answer. Two parts are shaded in D, not your answer. E is your answer. Divided in three parts, the leftmost part is shaded. This is the approach that you're supposed to follow. Let's do the question number 2, everyone, and try it out and send me your answers in the chat box. Question number 22. So what do I see? There is a circle, there is a circle in the middle, and the circles have the triangle and a diamond shape or a square, you can say. Right? So circle in the middle and on the sides, triangle and square. Only two shapes. So in option A, there are three shapes, which is again wrong, not possible. In option B, there is a triangle, there is a diamond shape, there's a circle in the middle, looks like a possible answer, but we still have to check the other options. Option C, because there's a triangle in the middle, however, it should be a circle in the middle. It's a square in the middle again, so no, it should be a circle. And in option E, there are two circles, there is no triangle. So yes, you got your answer, the answer would be option B. Perfect. Similarly, you do the other questions as well. Take the screenshots of other questions for the similar shapes. This one would be for your homework. This is the next one, your homework questions. The next and the last for similar shapes. Next type of questions that we have is shape analogies, or we also say find the relationship. What do they have? One step at a time again, one step at a time, eliminated options. You see all these circles, the white circles which were outside, they go inner to the shape. So the square should also go inside the shape. And they remain the same color. White circles inside the shape also. The same thing should happen here. White square, so white square should be there. So it's not option E because these ones are black squares. What is the other thing that you observe? These pentagons were pointing outwards, but then they start to point inwards. Same thing should happen here. These shapes are pointing outwards, but they should be pointing inwards now. So which is option A, not in option B, eliminated, not in option D, eliminated. It's either A or C. Then what do you observe? The shaded part goes to the inner part of the shape, which is the top of it. Similarly, the shaded part should be to the inner part of it and the top of it, which is option A and not C. It's at the outer side. That's why it's not C and the answer is A. I hope you understand it. Let's try question number 32, everyone. Let's see if we can get this one. Question number 32. Let's try this one out. Again, the same thing. What do I see? The outer shape becomes the black shape, and the black shape becomes the outer shape. So outer shape becomes the black shape. So triangle should be black, not option A, not option D. And the black shape should become the outer shape, which should be a hexagon, which is not option C. So it's either B or E. Then what else do I observe? What else do I observe? That this black shape was there inner side, but it remained there and it turned white. So hexagon should also be there inner to the shape, just turned white. There is no hexagon there. There is no hexagon in option E. There is no hexagon in option E. That's why the answer would be option B, because there is a hexagon there. And that's how you do it. You don't have to figure out the entire thing or the entire pattern, just few things at a time and then eliminate your options. This is the right approach to do the questions. Now please take screenshots for these questions as for you guys to try as homework. You can try these questions out as homework. This one. And the last, shape analogies. The last question for shape analogies. Okay, next we have reflections. Now I know many of you actually like reflections, right? Maybe your favorite topic, but these ones are not that easy. Trust me, that one that I have for you guys. And there can be tricky reflections in your paper also. And you know what? Sometimes they will trick you with the small details because they know how easy reflections are, because they know how much you like it. So they will trick you with the small details in the reflection, and that's where we have to be careful. For example, if you see this, there are between these two big lines, I can see these three smaller lines here, right? Which is not, there are two big lines, but not that big, and there are two lines between them, not your answer. Then what else do you see? If you look carefully, these two are pointing towards the mirror. So here also they should be pointing towards the mirror, which is an option which is not in D because they are not that. If you look at option E, these are not that parallel, right? These are more parallel, not like that. So not your answer. What else? If you look carefully, if I talk about option B, so there are 1, 2, 3 lines here, but there should not be 3 lines between the other 2 lines. Between the other 2 lines, there should be only 2 lines there, not 3. Not your answer. And in option D also, what is wrong in option D? Now let's see if you guys can tell me. What is wrong in option D? No one? If you see, this is at the top, inside, you can see this line on the top of the circle. This line here. This line here. They're on the top of the circle. Here, this line is going behind the circle. It's not on the top of the circle. That's why it's not D, it's A. If you look carefully, let me highlight it for you guys as well. This part here. This part here. The one I've highlighted. I can even zoom it for you. There. If you see, there is a line on the top of the circle inside the circle, but here it's not there, right? It's behind the circle. It is not possible. It should be on the top of it. That's why the answer is A. Similarly, try question number 42, everyone. Look for the details. Be very careful. But for the details, be very careful. If I'd say option A, I think this arrow is not reflected. See, it's exactly the same as the question figure. Not your answer. If I talk about option B, I think this parallelogram is not reflected. After reflection, it should be like this, slanting in the other direction. It's exactly the same as this one, not reflected. So you eliminate B as well. If you look carefully in option C, what do I see? I think this black kind of shape is not reflected here. Not your answer. In option D, this triangle is not reflected. That is not your answer. So the only option that is left with E, that is your answer. This is how you're supposed to be doing these questions. You have to be very careful with the details. This is where they will trick you, right? With the detail, because otherwise reflections are easy. But they can trick you there. Now, other questions for you guys to try as homework. Please take screenshots. And these ones. And the last. Great. Now, as I told you, if you have not enrolled yet, please book a free demo. Take a demo class and then decide if you want to join or not. And there are primary school, secondary, senior high school. We cover all the topics, all the years, and all the boards, all the subjects. So you should definitely try and enroll. Now we are available on different platforms, which is YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and in Telegram. You should be connected to us in all the platforms, because on YouTube we have upload all the videos and tips and tricks, all of that. So that would be really helpful for that. And in Telegram also we share weekly monthly assignments, some practice questions, tips and tricks, all of the lit content basically for you guys that can actually help you to grow. So you should definitely go there as well. And for same for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. It should be connected to our WhatsApp group as well. So definitely go ahead and enroll. If you have any queries or any questions regarding anything, you can contact other numbers below, or you can visit our website also. Now, before we end our session, I have a last riddle for you guys. I hope you guys are ready for that. There it is. What can be touched but can't be seen? Try this one out. What can be touched but can't be seen? You guys got it? That's correct. It is someone's hurt, We can touch someone's hurt, but we can't actually see it, right? All right. So that's it for the session, guys. I hope all of you enjoyed it and loved it. And if you have any feedback to give, please do feel free to comment and just type in the chat box, give me the feedback. And yep, I hope it was really helpful for you guys. So that's it for the session, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye, everyone.